capitalism is a peculiar arrangement for the economy. A worker cuts a deal with an employer. I agree to come to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. You agree to pay me, and out of this agreement, we will get together. The problem is, when you do that, of course, that you put conflict right at the core of the system, because the employer wants to get as much out of you while paying you the least possible, and the worker wants to get the biggest salary possible. So there's conflict built in, and that needs a lot of people who are supervisors and forepersons to watch, because it's a conflicted system. But it is a way of organizing production. For example, from the old way, landlord-serf, as in feudalism, or master-slave, as in slaves. And we have a system in which everything then is a deal. And the deal of the worker and the employer is matched by the other big deal, buying and selling.
Well, so where does the extra come from? I mean, if I'm giving you some of my labor in return for a salary, and you're getting in return for my labor a thing getting made that you can sell, how do stockholders get rich?
It's called a surplus. A very old idea. It's been as old as capitalism, because capitalism is a wonderful example. You know, I know, everybody knows, that if you go and sit down with an employer and you discuss the job you'd like to get, and you and the employer finally work it out, and now comes the big one. How much am I going to get paid? And you work that out, and let's say it's, $20 an hour. So you agree to come 40 hours a week, typically. You will get paid $20 an hour. What do you already know? You know that the employer would never pay you $20 an hour if in that hour that you worked, you didn't produce more than $20 worth of extra for your employer to sell. Because the way capitalism works is you use your brains and muscles to work. You produce goods and services. At the end of the day, you go home, the goods and the services stay there. And if you take them with you, people in blue uniforms come and bother you. So you know, you leave it there. And you know, too, that they would only pay you $20 an hour, or $50 or $1,000, if in that hour you added more of what they sell than it cost them to hire you. You produce more than you get. And I know this upsets particularly Americans who watch these explanations, because we all would like to believe that we would never work for anyone who doesn't pay us what we're worth. Capitalism, however, is a system that cannot and will never do that. It will only pay you less than what your labor produces for them. And that's where profit comes from, and that's where the stock market is manipulated to get its hands on that profit.